What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales-related video. Normally, I would just make this into separate videos, but some of these things don't have a ton of information, so I figured I'd just combine everything that was kind of just shown at Tales of Festival Day 2 into one video. So first, I want to start off with Tales of Festival itself. I did end up purchasing a ticket with some friends, and I was able to watch the festival itself. I feel like a lot of fans, well, I don't want to say a lot of fans, who knows what, some people like, but a lot of what Tales of Festival kind of is just like a show where the Japanese voice actors get together and kind of have fun. They do live skits and stuff like that. So I know that's not for everybody. And of course, the news section was only on the end of the second day, so you never know who's going to be into that kind of stuff. But I want to start things off by saying there was no news about a new console game or about a port, remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it. I know a lot of people are antsy after Tales of Arise to get the next game or get the next something Tales related to play. But as I pretty much expected, we weren't going to get anything here. We got Tales of Arise literally like 2 months and 10 days ago. It's not even a 3-month-old game. And then Luminaria is not even a month old yet. So that's two brand new, even though Luminaria is mobile, it still counts as a Tales game. So that's two Tales games within a year. I do not expect we're going to get, I think a remaster / port / whatever will be the next thing on the table. But I would expect within the next year from now, I think at the very latest, next Tales of Festival, we'll hear something about what's being worked on. So between now and next November, we'll probably hear about it. Or actually, it'll be earlier because they usually do it during the summer. So maybe by summertime, we will hear what's going to be kind of next on their agenda. But as they do with every Tales of Festival, they cover all their current mobile games, which we now have 4 again. We haven't had 4 since Tales of Link shut down, but we have 4 in Japan. We have 2 over here in the West. So I will go over everything here. We're going to save the Tales of Race thing for last because it has the most information. So first things first, let's start with Tales of Asteria. I don't usually cover Asteria much because I don't really play. I play it as more of like a really casual game. I pretty much just log in and I play the story when stuff comes out and I summon when there's units that I really like. But I will cover it for those who play it. We have another Idolmaster collab in Tales of Asteria. They've had a couple up to this point, and of course we've had a couple Idolmaster collabs in Raise as well. But with there's a new console game for Idolmaster called Starlit Season. You can play it, on current and new consoles. They are doing a collab with that where the two characters from the actual game are going to be getting units. I think they'll probably be free units. But we're also getting costumes for, there'll be 5 stars, they'll become 6 stars, for Riala, for Muse, for Philia, and for Angie, or Ange, however you decide to say it. So that's going to be the next thing coming to Asteria. I would assume probably before the end of the month that'll probably be starting. So if you're an Asteria fan, that's great news for you. Luminaria, there wasn't anything big. They did have the Japanese voices. You can see the characters right here. The Japanese voices for Leo, Edward, and Falk came on stage, and they basically just talked about their experience with the game, and it was kind of funny because the MCs of the event for this were Lloyd and Zelos's Japanese voice actors, and they were kind of doing like an initiation thing with them, kind of like poking fun at them, like, oh, you're the new kids on the block type thing, so it was really funny to see. But because of Tales of Festival, they're not even saying it because they're just saying with Raul's episode 1 on Wednesday, they could just say Tales of Festival. I know a lot of fans who play Luminaria probably won't know what Tales of Festival is, but I mean, you could still say it. Basically, they gave out a free 300 gems because of Tales of Festival, so you can already grab that in-game. And to quickly say, I'm still not sure what I want to do with Luminaria. So definitely let me know what you guys want to see. If there are enough people that really just want me to continue doing story the way I started doing it. Then with Raul, I'll continue doing it that way. I've considered doing like streams, but then there's the whole issue if I have to grind stuff. So I'm still not sure what I want to do yet, but I do want to do content for the game because obviously I haven't really done anything since I stopped making, because obviously we have had some episodes come out, which I have not fully even played through yet. I played through, where are they? I have played through Maxime and, who came with Maxime? And, Edwards. And I've started, what's her name? Anna Maria, I believe, up here. Anna Maria, yeah, I started hers. I finished her first chapter of her episode. But with everything else going on, and I'll be honest, the new Pokemon game came out, and I've really just been playing that. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. Hugo, I'm considering doing either episodes or like videos or just live streaming it because it does feel like a pretty big part. But I'll see with that. And then, actually, to quickly talk about, some people may have noticed I kind of fell behind on my Tales of Xillia 2 playthrough. I kind of stopped uploading after episode 7. I do still have more to upload, but I'm going to wait until after Thanksgiving to get back into that so I can, kind of have a flow of some stuff going. I think maybe after doing Arise, I just felt a little burnt out. But we will be continuing, don't worry. So that's it for Luminaria. Really nothing besides the fact that we are getting a new episode on Wednesday. It seems like we'll only get one episode. It seems Raul is going to be the only one coming this following Wednesday. So that's only one right there. Crestoria. Nothing big for Crestoria. Really, the only thing is they had a little teaser for Chapter 10, Part 2, The Day You Became God, obviously continuing the story of what we're learning about Cascade. It seems like Acid and Forte are going to show up again to stir things up. We already know that they're getting Aegis's parents involved in this, so I do think there is a very good chance that Aegis could get his, at least in the story, not for an actual banner, get his unlocked blood sin, kind of like what we have already for Akanata, Mizella, and Vicious. So he would be, it makes sense, they probably go in order of the characters from when we got them, so then Yuna would probably get hers in a couple months, and same thing with Orwin. But we'll have to see what they decide to do. I think there is a chance Aegis's Blood Sin could be a summonable unit for the 1.5 anniversary in January, but it also might be too soon. They might wait for the 2 anniversaries so they could do Aegis, Orwin, and Yuna all together for the 2-year anniversary in July, which, really only like 7.5 months away. So there you go. Yeah, it's going to creep up on us really fast. So that's it for Crestoria. Really just new chapter. It is the 21st, so I expect probably close to like the 25th. Because there is only 30 days in this month. They'll probably post a teaser for the next banner. We also don't have really a new event yet. Seems like they've been slowing down with events. So maybe just to give people, more breathing room with the content that they're farming. So they don't always feel like they're having to farm something crazy when they're still building up their teams. But that's it for Crestoria. Now, lastly, the main event. Tales of the Rays dropped a very filling PV during all of this. So we're going to go through it, and I'll pause as we get to each thing. So let's just get started. Tales of Rays Last Cradle. By the way, this includes stuff that will be for November and December. So I don't want people to think that we're getting like 3 events in the last 9 days of this month. This doesn't include everything for December, but includes some stuff for December. So it's the rest of this month. So basically, whatever one of the events you're going to see in here actually starts in a few hours because the Law and Rinwell event is just ending. And then we'll have another event on the 30th of November, and then probably like December 10th or 11th or something, we'll get the 3rd event. But I'll explain what the order is probably going to be. But let's keep going. 16th set of Spirit Gears. Rid is getting what seems to be a light element Spirit Gear. You can kind of see it right here. His costume really doesn't look too different. I'll have to see his full body, but like obviously his vest is a little different. It's a lot more proper. And then he's got the collar. And then of course the arm thing, but he looks pretty normal. Ludger. Ludger definitely seems to be an earth element spirit gear. You know, when I look at Ludger, I just get I get a little bit salty that we really just couldn't have gotten at least semi-original costumes for Saray and Rose. I know the whole lore behind it is that their spirit gears work essentially as the Armatus, but at the same time, I really would have just liked new costumes. But oh well. So there you go, Ludger and Julius. Julius is getting his. I know some people will think this is an odd pairing. Why didn't they just do Ludger, Julius, and Victor? But the case behind that is that Rid and Ludger are besides Alphen, because they're not ready to give Alphen a spirit gear yet, it's way too soon, we're the final two main protagonists from Tales games to not have a spirit gear yet. So I'm sure Victor will come with like a pairing of villains. Julius looks really cool too. Probably, I'm going to say Celsius. Power of Celsius mixed with his Chromatus. I think I almost said Armatus with Ludger, but Chromatus, you know, they're both kind of having a mix of their Chromatus with this spirit gear, so that's pretty cool. Raise Festival. So this is going to be the event that's starting in a few hours. They've already confirmed it that, you know, pretty much after Tales of Festival ends, this will be the event that's replacing Law and Rinwell. So we already knew about this. This batch for Raise a Festival. Oh, well, first, it's the vote. These are not who we're getting summonable immediately. These are going to be the voting pairs. If you're new to Tales of Festival, or Tales of the Raise Festival, and wonder what it is, basically, every Raise Festival, they make 6 pairs for players to vote on. When you hop into the event, you choose your top 3 pairs to vote for. The first pair you choose gets the most points, second gets the second most, third gets the third most. And then you pretty much play the event every day, and it'll count the points you get towards the characters that you have selected. So these are going to be the new pairings. They're pairing with this set, which obviously will not be summonable until the next Raise a Festival. You know, the top 3 that win, because it's always the top 3 that get, you know, dual Mirage Arts together, or crossover Mirage Arts, as people like to call them. But the theme this time is just, there's not really a theme, it's just Tales of Arise cast with another character. This one, you can kind of get, you know, the whole joke when Arise was first teased that Lila was going to be in Tales of Arise because they look so similar. So that's what they're going with here. Shion and Lila are going to get one. I don't... They're short kind of mage characters. I really don't know what the pairing is here. Obviously, Rinwell and Karya. This one I don't get at all. I don't understand the point of Law and Chloe. But, okay. Okay, this one I kind of get. Guy and Kisara, they're both kind of like Guardian-type characters. So I do get that. They're both kings. Okay, I kind of get this one. Gaius and Dohalim. And then finally, first protagonist ever. Current protagonist, or newest protagonist. That's what they're kind of going with here, I can definitely tell. So there you go. And then the 3 pairs you'll be able to summon for here are Elise and Arietta. Which, these will be the 3 that won the last festival voting. Sharia and Eleanor. And then the ones that clearly won first place, Yuri and Flynn. And then we get to take a little look at what their art is going to look like. Very cool. Not done yet. This is the big one. Tales of Fantasia solo event coming. They're really hyping it up, showing everything. Okay, what they're showing here is every character who's been able to use Indignation. There you go, Indignation. And that is because The character Morrison is coming to Tales of the Rays finally. I have not played Fantasia myself, so I don't know much about Morrison, but I know he is a pretty big deal, and people have wanted him for a very long while. So, the Fantasia, this is going to be the event for next month. So, pretty much how I'm expecting it to go. We have the Rays Festival starting, you know, basically today. It'll go till the 30th. On the 30th, we'll get the Spirit Gear event. And then this Fantasia event will be like the 10th or the 11th or whatever of December. We are getting overrays for Archie and Clarth. So very cool there. And you get to look at Clarth's overray real quick, where he summons Pluto. And this is the big thing for this whole PV. I've seen, I'm gonna go with what I've seen people call this, Gungnir, Cress. In Tales of Fantasia, he eventually gets this armor and a spear. People have been talking about this for a while, that they want Spear Cress as a form change, and we are finally getting it. So, basically, you'll have Morrison, his regular Mirror Art, you'll have 2 overrays, and then you will have the form change Mirror Art for this Cress right here. Which he looks awesome. And then we get a good look at his Mirror Jar right here. And there you have it. That is pretty much everything. So yeah, a lot of mobile game news with Tales of Festival. I do, you know, I feel bad for people who were hoping for, you know, something new for the console scene. But it'll be a while. You know, we want them to work, whatever they're going to be working on next, we want them to work on it for the next good while, so it comes out being good. The only other thing to really say about Tales of Festival is they did do their usual popularity poll. Let's actually go to... let's actually go here. And let's look at... I'll just quickly show what Abyssal Chronicles put down for the popularity polls. So, the Mascot popularity poll, Hootle did win first place, which is pretty cool. Repeat has been dethroned as the favorite mascot. You can see all the other mascots here. You know, Mew, Rolo, Norman, Quickie, Tipo, Noish, Karia, and then for 10th place, it was a tie between Zappy, Bienfu, and Corinne. So, pretty cool there. We have a few more. Official Tales character popularity ranking poll. Character to hold a winter party with. This is obviously voted for by the fans. Zelos got first place. Dohalim second place. Ludger third place. Lloyd fourth place. And Rose fifth place. Ludger makes sense because he can, you know, he can cook. So that would be perfect. And then characters to cook at a camp with. Ludger first place, Kisara second place. Kisara makes sense, because obviously if you played Arise, you know she can make food. Yuri third place, Velvet fourth place, and Mikleo fifth place. Mikleo I don't really understand, because he's really just good for making like cold foods. So if you're cooking at a camp, you're probably making something hot. So I don't know if I really agree with that one. And then this is just the overall Tales character popularity ranking. So you just vote for your favorite character. Dohalim somehow, or I don't want to say somehow, but surprisingly to me, got first place. I did not think he was that popular in Japan. Mikleo won first place at the last Tales of Festival. And I think he's won like a couple in a row. We're at a point now where, you know, if a character wins too many times, they get legendary status or like king status. So Yuri and Leon, for example, they cannot be voted for because they've won so many times. So they're not eligible to be on these rankings. They're eligible for the other stuff, but not for the overall character popularity. And then we had Alphen for third place. And then we have the rest kind of going down. You know, Luke fourth, Ludger, Asbel, Saray, Raven, Lloyd, Zelos. You got some more of the Tales of Arise cast. You know, you've got Gion in 11th place. You've got Law in 16th. You've got Rinwell in 20th. So you pretty much have almost the entire Tales of Arise cast in the top 30. I guess Japan does not like Kisara as much as the West does. But yeah, so you have your top 30 characters right here. Interestingly enough, the top 10 are all boys, but the boys do seem to be the more favorite characters, at least on Japan's side, when it comes to Tales cast. But besides that, I think that's pretty much everything I want to talk about here. I've talked for a good while. So let me know what you guys think down below about all the stuff I talked about. Let me know if you're excited for the future of Tales, and let me know what you want to see coming next for Tales. You know, whether it's a remaster, whether Bandai takes their hand at a possible remake, maybe a remake for, you know, Fantasia, Abyss, Symphonia. I've seen a lot of people throw those games around as possibilities. Let me know what you guys want to see. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.